Hi Stampers, it's Kelly Enns from Stamping with Kelly, and I'm so glad that you're joining me for this monthly online card club card class. This is a virtual class that I've been running for the last, 6 years now almost, and I'm so happy that you're here. Many of you who are watching will have a packet of cards that looks something like this that they've received for pickup from my front porch or anywhere across Canada. I'm in Edmonton, so if you're in the area, be sure to reach out. I can get these projects to you anywhere in Canada, and then you can craft along with me. So this is my monthly online card club. This is a thank you for anyone who places a minimum $35 order through me in a month, or there's extra special perks when you sign up for 6 months, starting in January or in June. July. 6 months and 6 months. When you sign up for those 6 months at a time, to be placing a minimum $35, or you can do a prepaid option, which I'll talk about in a second, but you will get extra perks from me, a little thank you. You'll also get Stampin' Rewards, extra bonus cards, sometimes extra projects, and a huge thank you for me, because then I can have you on my spreadsheet and have all my labels done up and track everything so nice and clear. So that's why I do it in 6-month periods. At any point, you can choose to drop into club by placing a minimum $35 order, or you can also purchase the class for $20. If you choose to prepay for the 6 months, so starting in January or in July, you can actually get a little bit of a discount, $5 off a month. That's actually a huge discount, right? 25% off. So if you prepay right now, there are different options, but you can have your projects mailed to you for $90 total for 6 months. And so that's a stinking good deal. And if you wanted to have the bonus projects sent to you, you can send me just a little bit more for postage, and then I can mail those all out together across Canada. Sorry. I just got home from Mexico last night, and it's very dry here. So let me just make sure that I've got everything up and running here. I'm seeing it's live, and we've got some viewers, but nobody's commented yet. So please comment along, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching the replay. I love seeing all of your comments. So I did mention that we were in Mexico. Here's my family. Oh, we had so much fun. We did a Puerto Vallarta all-inclusive to one that I've been to before I was a parent. The last time I was there, Parker, my eldest son, was in my tummy actually for about a month. That wasn't necessarily how I would have planned an all-inclusive resort, but it was so much fun. So my mom and I were going there. And we had already been there once before. So now this was my 3rd time going there, but my first time with my whole family. And oh my gosh, we had so much fun. My husband's already talking about, okay, when we go next year, we're going to do this and that and the other thing. So nice. But we have a lot to talk about for Stampin' Up! Because holy moly, you can't take a week off. There's always incredible news and product announcements. So we're going to get to all of that here. But I do want to say thank you to those of you who have already signed up for club. I did receive your inputs into the form. If you haven't done that yet, please let me know. Then it helps me to make sure that I've got the right number of projects prepped and coming to you and ready for pickup or going in the mail or whatever we're doing. So for the next 6 months, just let me know. Even if it's a no, I'm going to ask you anyways, right? So just get it in the form there and make sure you get your response noted so that I can take care of you and have all of your projects ready. Because as you can imagine, prepping that many projects does take a lot of work. And so I'm really happy to make the proper amount and not have too many extras or be last minute prepping some as well. So every month I'm just opening up little bags here behind the scenes so that I can show you guys. As you can imagine, my plane arrived at 5:40 4:40 maybe yesterday. And then we had to do a whole bunch of running around. My husband was home here in Edmonton for less than 12 hours and he's already at work again. They called him in early, so he had to pivot very, very quickly, which of course he's really good at doing. But yeah, the kids' lunches needed to be made and we had to have groceries and do all the things, right? So here we are. We're just making the most of every minute. My special this month, though, for a free gift is something that I'm really excited about because I'm going to show you a really fun shaker card that we've actually never made before. In all the almost 19 years that I've been a demonstrator, I've actually never done a shaker card like this. So I'm excited to show you. So as I was so inspired by my shaker card design, I wanted to give you freebies with a minimum $100 order this month. You get to choose which shaker pieces you like. So let me just take you down to my desk here, where I'm going to take you through all of the different shaker cards that or shaker pieces that I have to offer you. Okay, so $100 is a special number, right? $100 with Stampin' Up! Now has product of the month, which you can purchase for $5. But for me, I give you a gift at $100. So you're going to maybe get two little gifts. One of them you have to purchase for $5 and one of them you get for free from me. So keep that $100 in your mind, and that's before shipping and handling and before GST or any taxes. And this is anywhere in Canada. If you place an order, you also get the monthly online card club projects for free too. So that's a really good deal. So the first one here I wanted to show you was the Champagne Iridescent Dots. And it's going to blow up my camera every time here. But you can see these are flat backs with kind of rounded opalescent. My camera is making it more yellow than it actually is. Let me just see here. And now I've ripped off my... This is fun, isn't it? Here we go. Okay, this will be more true to color. There we go. So they are champagne colored, so they're kind of like a golden kind of color. Actually kind of match my nails. It's funny. So these are some shaker elements that you can choose. You can also choose the loose daisy embellishments. And if you want these, I think I only have one of these, so you have to let me know as soon as possible. These little shakers are just adorable. I love those little shakers. We also have the loose holly gems and sequins if you're more of a Christmas crafter and like to, I'm going to dump some of these out because these are going to blow out my camera like crazy. So you know you get a lot in there, but this is what they actually will look like. So little hollies and little notes, and then these little rhinestones that float around too. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about with a shaker card, just stay tuned for my last project that I'm showing you here today. I'll show you what a shaker card looks like. These ones are the ice cream corner sprinkles. And if you're falling in love with any of these and you're not placing a minimum $100 order, you can also purchase these from me. They're all retired and they will be $9 per pack. So you can definitely just reach out to me and, oh, come on, camera. There we go. This one is called the Subtle Shimmer Sequins, and they are very subtle. They're all kind of shades of silver. Sequins, white, kind of a cream color. This one is called Peaceful Poppy Sequins. And I know this is taking a little while, but it's important so that you can make an educated decision for your shakers that you're receiving for free, right? These ones are gold, clear, black, and red, and I think a light pink in there as well. And then one I actually didn't have pictured in my little graphic there, and I discovered this afterwards, are these iridescent shaker circles. Not to be confused with the champagne iridescent dots, like what I did. These little shaker circles. Come on, there we go. You can see those. Really cute. They're like little donuts. Okay, so any of those you can receive for free with a minimum $100 order. And we have another promotion going on this month. This one's from Stampin' Up! And it's bonus days. I love bonus days because it's basically like an extra 10% credit for every $60 that you spend. So for bonus days, you earn during this month until February 2nd, and then you redeem starting February 3rd until the end of February, so February 28th. And this is all 2025. So if you're watching this in the future, just reach out to me what the current promotions are. But bonus days for every $60 increment that you purchase in basically January, then you get a $6 coupon code that you can apply to a purchase in February. So this is in addition to our Stampin' Rewards, which are earned for a minimum $25 order. If you place a $25 minimum order, Stampin' Up! Is going to give you a 10% credit that's going to be kept on your file to be used for a future purchase. You can use this bit by bit by bit, or you can save it up and you can redeem for a huge product of your choice and treat yourself. I love treating yourself. And you can use it in conjunction with the bonus days promotion as well. You'll just want to remember that your total for merchandise will need to be at least $35 after any redemptions for your order to qualify for free club cards. So, bonus days. What are you going to redeem for? I'm going to go out of order a little bit here. We have a new announcement. We have a brand new product joining us. It's available for demonstrator pre-order right now until February 2nd. On February 3rd, it switches to being available to everybody. So if you are a customer and you have your eye on this, just count down the days till February 3rd when you can place it for yourself, place the order for yourself, or you can actually join as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator during February, and Stampin' Up! Will include one of these handy dandy tools for free in your starter kit, which is already a phenomenal deal. So this is just an incredible promotion. I'm so excited about it, and I'm so excited about this product too. So I did do a little quick post from Mexico, linking basically to another demonstrator's tour of this product because I don't even have it in my hands yet. So let me tell you about it though. So as you're looking at it there, you can see that there is a base plate, and then there is a grid plate that slides over the posts at the top, along the top there. You can see 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 or so posts, and the grid will slide down on top of that. The intent is that on the grid, you will place your sticky clear stamp, and then you will place your paper on the base. You will slide the stamp down the posts so that it's perfect position every single time. And you will have two different sizes of plates. You can see the one that's actually aligned on top of the base plate right now is the large grid, which is, I think, about 9 inches wide, I think. And then there is also a smaller grid, which you can see just to the right of it. And that one's quite vertical. And all of these plates have these little corner feet, which are retractable. They're like spring loaded. So when you go to stamp, you just press down just gently. So you'll slide it down and the stamp will hover because these feet are spring loaded. And then when you go to stamp it, you just press down the spring loaded feet, crunch down, make contact with the paper, nice even contact because you're giving a lot of pressure along the top and rubbing your stamp, and then you lift up and then you can slide it up off of these posts. So included in this are some rare earth magnets, which are super strong and which magnetize to the base plate to hold your piece of paper in place underneath when you're about to slide that upper grid down on top of it. And they have little handles too and little holders so that unlike the last product that we had, they won't stick together and break. So this is going to be such an improvement for the ones that I have that are all broken up. I can't even tell you, that was stressful with those magnets. I would only let myself use one at a time, and even still, they're all broken. So I'm really excited about using this tool. It looks like it is just the perfect improvements for every kind of issue that I had with our previous product, which was the 𝙬𝙬𝙧𝙬𝙬. And I'd be happy to do a more in-depth tour of it when I do receive it. It's on its way. So counting down the minutes until it arrives at my house. But keep that in mind for redeeming your bonus days in February, or you can even redeem some of your Stampin' Rewards towards it too. That would be great. It's $63, and then you can buy packages of grid paper that are stamping positioning paper. It has all the little holes along the top. So you slide one of those on and you can get perfect placement every time. And I think those were $20, I think, for 50 sheets or so. So counting down the minutes till I receive mine in the mail, and I can't wait to show you and explore it together. We have, of course, our product of the month. This month is a stamp set, and guys, like, this is just fabulous, just like in the name, fabulous sayings. So let me show you my desk again. So the Fabulous Sayings stamp set comes with a lot of really scripty sayings in there. So happy birthday, you're on my mind, thank you, sending love, hello, you can do anything. And then other sayings that you can put along with it. So like, thank you so much. You could add that on there. Hooray to a fabulous friend, just because. And this one here, there are simply no words for this, because sometimes you just need a stamp set to say no words. Isn't that the truth sometimes, right? Oh, let me get back. Where was I? Oh my goodness. Okay, so this one here is, like I said, a minimum $100 order. This becomes available to you, and then you can add it on to that order. So you have to add it on because you have to opt in to paying the $5 for it. So you'll see a little header at the top, and it will give you a little slider like how far away you are to getting the product of the month for $5. And this product of the month will be while supplies last. So we don't know if it's going to sell out this month. It might be available for multiple months. You might be able to have it as an option in the future, but again, that's a lot of maybes. And I think that this is going to be a really, really popular one for people because it's such great value. This stamp set would probably be at least $25, I would say, in Canada here. So it's a really great deal to get for $5. And I know it's one that you're going to keep in your collection and be able to use on a lot of cards, maybe even a lot of card club projects in the coming months. So make sure that you are selecting it. You cannot get a correction. I had to double check this the other day. You cannot get a correction if you somehow miss adding this to your order. The only other way to do it is to place another $100 order. So you want to make sure that this is always on your radar, and it's going to be at the top of the screen. So just make sure, if you're trying to get to that $100 order, and you want to make sure that you remember to add this, what I would do is actually put in maybe like a whole bunch of seal refills in your cart, qualify for the Fabulous Things product of the month, add that in, and then do your shopping so that you remember that it's in there. Okay, then at the end you can modify it, and as long as your total stays over $100, then your Fabulous Things will remain in your cart, no problemo, and you'll remember that it's there. Do you like my sneaky way of doing things? That's how I make sure that I don't miss stuff like that, because I'm notorious for missing things like that. So I hope that technique works for you, if that helps you out maybe. But yeah, they can't send it out, and I can't even get another one because they're doing it by account now. So it's yeah, it's kind of I feel badly not being able to cover my customers' butts, because I like to help you out whenever I can, and I do it a fair bit, but with this one I feel kind of stuck. So just make sure you're remembering to do that product of the month, okay? Because unfortunately I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. We've got some paper pumpkin kits coming up here that I wanted to preview, and then I'm going to take you through the kits that arrived already. So this Celebrate Spring is the paper pumpkin kit, which is our monthly subscription service that will be available until February 10th for sign up. So if you sign up before then, this is the kit that you're going to be getting, and this is all we have as a sneak preview. But I love that it coordinates with our Easter Joy Sweet Collection. So, oh my goodness, you guys, I should buy a lottery ticket because I just flipped to the exact right page. So, Easter Joy is on page 34 of our mini catalog, and it includes this stamp set. You've got a die pack that goes along with it, this cute little gingham ribbon, a bunch of foil paper. What is this one here? Easter assortment, they say. And this designer series paper, which is a specialty paper, and it almost feels like vinyl. It's really, really fun. So imagine, just squint your eyes and imagine all this coming together in a paper pumpkin style kit. And I think it's going to be really, really cute. We have another sneak preview. So if you sign up for Paper Pumpkin after February 10th, the cutoff for this current kit, you will get this Fluttering Garden, which says it includes a free additional stamp set. It's always my favorite to get extra stamp sets in these boxes because they're exclusive and they're really cute. They've got lots of great sayings, and Paper Pumpkin is just the gift that keeps on giving because you just keep getting even more crafting stuff as you go. So I will transition you down here to explore a couple of kits that we didn't have a chance to unbox because of the timing of receiving these. So I've got this one here. This was the December one. It's called Watercolor in Bloom. Did you guys see an unboxing of this? Maybe you already received this kit. Maybe you've already made this kit. I sure hope you have. You're ahead of the game then compared to me. So this one here comes with a Night of Navy ink spot. And oh, here's our little stamp set. I'm going to show you the printed version in a second here because it'll just show up a little bit better on camera. I love opening these up. It's like opening up a little present. Gotta be careful with this scalpel tool. That is so sharp. So I'm obsessed with the colors. The funny thing is I haven't opened this kit for myself yet because I've been a little bit busy over the holidays. I did a lot of corporate crafting events and of course spent some time with my family, and then January went by in a flash here. So I haven't actually unboxed this, but I know the pictures and I loved it so much. I bought a whole bunch of refills and I can't wait to craft with many of you corporate crafting and cafe crafting as well. So these are the 3-card designs. They're such beautiful watercolors that I knew this was going to appeal to a lot of people. This is the stamp set. So what you do is you can make a little pocket out of this. Just fold it in half. You can put a little bit of adhesive down the sides and then make a little pocket. So put adhesive here and here, and then you've got your little pocket for your stamp set to slide into. So dear friend, thank you. The little things you do mean so much. Miss you so much. You make me feel loved. And then some sprigs and cute little decorations there. Let's take a look at the rest of this now. We've got our envelopes printed so beautifully. Really deep, rich, regal kind of colors there. Like I think that's garden green, I would say, with like a really dark navy, maybe even the Secret Sea. These are laser cut pieces that just pop right out after you stamp on them. Some more laser cut printed pieces. Ooh, this is the one that I was just oohing and awing over when I saw this kit. This is a card base, but you know what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to cut this in half and get 2 card bases out of it. Just put it on some white paper. We've got vellum. Oh my goodness, I love vellum so much. And then we've got some big ovals and squares, rectangles. Oh my gosh, look at that. So pretty. I cannot wait to cut that all apart and use it totally differently. These are laser cut pieces too, with lots of detail here. So just a reminder, when you're popping out any of your kit supplies, they are prepared so perfectly that you can stack the pages and pop out 3 sheets at one time. So that will save your images that are really detailed like this from getting crunched, because I don't know, it's like safety in numbers here. And then when you pop those out, you just have to do it one time instead of multiple times. You've got your embellishments here, some beautiful kind of bronze looking sequins and dimensionals. What else do we have here? Oh, other printed pieces. And of course, one of my favorite adhesives right now is a sticky, oh man, I almost did it, tear and tape. We used to have a product called Sticky Strip, and it was bright orange, and you had to cut it, and it was a little bit of a pain in the butt. But this tear and tape, which is actually what it's called, is so much handier than that. The tear and tape normally comes in a big spool like this, and when you're using it, you just stick it down on something and then tear it, and then you expose the double-sidedness of it, which doesn't want to happen because, of course, I'm on camera and trying to go fast here. But it's double-sided sticky tape. Love that stuff. A part of my adhesive sampler pack, if you want to hit me up on that offer. If you guys are pretty new crafters, it's a great way to try out a whole bunch of different adhesives. And I love being able to include it in a cute little bag for you as well, and get you crafting and trying out a whole bunch of different things. I'm doing this so fast here, I haven't even told you the name of this kit. This one's called Special Delivery, and it's from January of this year. And I can show you it because we're holding Card Club a little bit late. Normally it arrives at about the 18th or so of the month. It's a pretty exciting thing when it arrives. It's been showing up in my Canada Post mailbox recently. Have you guys had that experience? I'm expecting it to show up at my door, counting down the minutes till it gets there. So excited to share it with you all. And then I'm like, well, it says it's arrived, but it's not arrived. And then I go over to my other mailbox, and lo and behold, that's where it is. Special Delivery is the name of this one. And it is so cute, all like postage stamp style. And I'm a member of a Facebook group that's called Paper Pumpkin Fan Club. It's run by a really wonderful person and a dear friend, Rachel Tessman, who's out of the United States, and she has inspired such creativity in this group. People come up with all kinds of alternatives. We're talking like 29 cards often from one kit of supplies, and some extra supplies like cardstock and things like that. So this is the stamp set here. I love that you got the little postage stamp on there. It's kind of retro. You got your Valentine's, but it's also just love based. And these instructions, of course, are full color instructions, really great to follow along. But let's just explore what we've got going on here. So Poppy Parade is the stamp set. That's a really bright modern red. We've got mini dimensionals. We've got the stamp set here, photopolymer. Oh, these are really fun. Laser cut pieces. This is so detailed. Wow. It's just gorgeous. Can you guys see that? Do you see how it's actually printed on there? I just want to pop this out. I don't do this very often on camera, but this is pop out worthy because I just think this is stunning. I haven't seen anything so detailed in a little while here. Let me show you it. All I need is one of them, but look at that. It's really pretty. You see all the detail on there. So you also have printed bases. These ones are in a solid color. Looks like, what color would this be? Bubble bath, I think. Oh, we got gold embossing. We love gold embossing. And some really subtle pink notes on those flowers. And some pink tags. Again, that bubble bath color. These ones are just white, front and back. Got some great postage stamps. Oh, this had a great tip the other day that I was looking at. Another printed kind of gingham base. Got some cute envelopes in the matching color with a really nice little border there. But I wanted to show you this card here is all of these postage stamps put on in like a grid fashion. So what they suggested doing was putting dimensionals on the back side of all of these, taking those dimensional backers off, gluing that on. That one goes onto your solid cardstock base. So gluing it on just like this and then peeling off this little backer frame so that all of them are put on there exactly placed perfectly. And you don't have to kind of fuss and worry about the spacing. So that's a really great tip. I hope I caught you in time. And ooh, this is fun. These are big printed, almost like postage stamps there. And of course you got your tear and tape as well. So let me know if you do want any of these kits. They are available from Stampin' Up! Only while supplies last until the subscription period ends. But I always order a few extra of these. And then I also have refills on hand for these ones too. So we can have this for cafe crafting, or you can just craft it at home as well. But I just love these kits. They're so much fun. Okay. Oh my goodness. We've talked so much, but I think I'm nearly done. Stamp positioner. Okay. Just a little bit more. New catalog means product shares. I'm so excited to make some product shares for you all. It takes some work, but it's like some of my favorite work because it's playing with pretty things. So I just wrapped all the ribbon today and I'm so excited about these beautiful ribbon colors. But this special deal that I'm offering is the Gotta Have It All special, which is including everything that I'm about to show you. Plus you get a full pack of the covered and flowered accents. This is a $10.50 value when you factor in shipping and GST. So these are white accents that are arranged on a little backer sheet. You can use the backer sheet as a stencil. You can watercolor these, color them with markers, spritz them, do all kinds of things with them. So they're really, really beautiful. The rest of the product shares are available as bits and pieces, or you can choose to put it all together and get the Gotta Have It All special. So you can choose this section here, which is all of our designer series paper from the mini catalog, and it includes 3 specialty paper packs, so a total of 57 sheets that will be cut down to 6" by 6" format. So you get a sampling for each of them. So that's $26. Shipping will be separate. It's included if you are picking up from my house, but if I'm sending them out in the mail in Canada, then it will just be an extra fee. And a lot of these can actually fit within a letter, so it'll be probably about $5. So we also have the online exclusive designer series papers, which is a separate category, and I did that one just for $11. So this one again will give you 18 sheets of 6" by 6" paper. It includes 3 specialty paper packs, so lots of really special ones there. Then we've got the ribbon share, which gives you 1 yard each of 6 different ribbons, and look at those. They're so pretty and soft and springy and versatile. I just love those ones. So if you just wanted the ribbon, you can definitely choose to get that pack. But again, I encourage you to get the Gotta Have It All special so that I can give you that extra freebie. The embellishment share is approximately 2 columns of each of these embellishments. So you get a sampling of all the different colors and the different sizes, and including these really adorable ladybugs. I'm so excited to use these ladybugs and show you them. So again, this is a product share that I'm doing. I have to cut off the sign up at the end of the month here. So you got, I don't know what, a couple more days. So January, the end of January, it's done. But please sign up. Payment by email, money transfer, and happy to get that to you by mail or by pickup in the bin. And now, without any further ado, after like all the ado, now it's no further ado. We are going to get crafting. So let's get started on our first project here. This is our bonus project, and of course it's January, so I had to do something that was going to be Valentine's Day related, because my goodness, it's creeping up on us. This is from a paper pumpkin kit from January 2023, and it's called Key to My Heart. It included 3 different designs, and it has 3 of each in this full pack. Now, what you will have received if you picked up your products from me or projects from me is a bonus card. It might be one of these 3 designs. If you want this bonus project and you're a person who lives away and can't pick up their projects, I'm still happy to get it to you. But this project kind of came to be as a little thank you to people who were able to pick up their goodies and allow me to use my budget instead of buying postage stamps and mailing them out in Canada. I got to treat you with an extra project. The postage for my card club is always free for the 3 core projects, and then this is my bonus project. So if you want this one, it's just a little bit extra, but I'm so happy to get that out to you. Okay, we've got some gold touches on these cards, so I would encourage you to do some gold heat embossing if you would like, and I'm going to show you the samples that I made with that. The first one here, I stamped To My Valentine. This is again from the stamp set that was included. This is from back in the day when they used to print the acetate papers with the design on there. So this one has a lot of sayings that are kind of linear and not too tall. So if you have something like this in your collection, it would be perfect. What I encourage people to do is just even to leave the tag to the side, and it's totally fine to put that on afterwards once you stamp your saying. Some people even leave it until they're giving the card to a person so that they can find a perfect saying right in that moment and totally customize it. So I like to have a lot of Valentine's Day cards on hand. This one is perfect, ready to go. And To My Valentine, instead of using the Fresh Freesia ink, which is the matching color for this paper pumpkin, it was included as a mini ink spot, I just did some gold heat embossing on the sayings. There is a little bit of stamping on this one. I'll just expose that to you there. Underneath this vellum, I stamped and embossed with the gold again, but you can use the Fresh Freesia if you wanted that tone-on-tone look. There's one stamp here, and the stamp design is this set of little hearts. So if you have some hearts in your collection, just put a little stamp there, and then you're going to put this together just similar to the way that I'm going to be doing mine here in just a minute. This little piece of twine is tied in a knot and then glued on with a little mini glue dot there. So just putting that twine on there in a cute little bow. I love that card. Then we also have this one here, which is like a peekaboo opening card. I put this one as You Hold the Key to My Heart. And I love the inside of this because it just, I don't know, it looks so cute to open and have that little watercolor swoosh and to not have to do that watercolor swoosh work, right? This one has some vellum on it as well. It's kind of subtle, but it's just a little tag that's put underneath this other tag, which is put on with dimensionals. For these keys, I did use mini dimensionals, and I actually even cut those in half so that I could use them and put them on right under this key part here. Oh my goodness. Where's my take your pick tool? This is ridiculous. I just put them kind of underneath like that. Okay. And the final card, which is the one that I'm actually going to make with you here, is this Love is the Key. This one has 3 of these little locks, and you'll want to pop out, just like I did when I was talking in the beginning, just pop out the centers on all of these so that you don't have the little white pieces in there. So for this card, I'm going to use, actually, To My Valentine this time. And again, you can use the fresh freesia, but I'm going to do some heat embossing because I think it's just magical. So using my Versamark clear ink, I'm going to stamp on there, and it won't look like anything until I put the embossing powder on it. And while I'm, oh, not this piece, sorry, this piece here. I'm going to stamp my hearts here, just at the bottom left corner and the top right. Versamark is a very versatile ink. It's a watermark ink, so it actually makes the impression of stamping with the exact same color onto the same color of cardstock. So you can see here, there's a really subtle, oh, come on, camera. It's not really showing it, but you could also use it just like that to do a watermark impression. So it mimics the exact same color of ink being stamped onto the same color of paper. It's also a super sticky ink, so it will hold on this heat embossing powder so that when I set it, it's exactly where I want it. Heat embossing was definitely the technique that hooked me as a stamper forever. It's like magic. So the heat embossing powder comes in many colors. We have a package of metallics. It's like silver and gold and bronze. I'm using my heat tool now, and that's going to melt this embossing powder right into this paper. And when it starts to change, it's just like magic. You can see part of it's changed there. You know it's done when the entire thing is shiny. I'm going to keep it going here. Maybe you'll be able to see a little bit better. It's changing. There we go. It's nice and warm now, so it's going to change fast. There we go. Every chance I get, I like to do heat embossing because I just think it's gorgeous. Okay, so on the back side here, I'm going to put on some dimensionals. So this is going to go on to my locks. I'm not doing anything for the lock handles. And for the back of my saying. And then I also have a piece of vellum here, which I will show you how to put onto your card. For this piece, I'm going to just stick it on directly with some Stamp and Seal. I'm putting it kind of just a little bit higher than centered, just so that I can have a little bit of space here down at the bottom. Now typically I would worry about where I'm putting my adhesive for this vellum, but I know that my saying is about, I don't know, 2.5 inches long. So as long as I don't go too crazy, I can just stick it in the middle there and not have it show through. Vellum is see-through, so you just want to make sure that you're not going too crazy, and then having your adhesive be visible through the front of the vellum. I'm going to do a little bit of Stamp and Seal onto this part here. This is kind of awkward, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of this, but let's see what we can do here. I'm doing it as per the instructions. So I'm going to have one little end sticking out, and it's just like looping a little circle. So it's like tying a bow but not tying it, right? Like a lazy bow. I'm going to take off this and use that adhesive too. I'm going to loop another loop on this side, just like that. And if you want to do something different, of course, this is your project. You do whatever you want to do. There's a little bit extra on that one. There isn't too much extra on the other ones because you have just a little bit to tie that bow onto the key. And like I said, I did not tie the bow around the key. I tied a bow and then I glued with a little mini glue dot and stuck that on there. Okay? Don't make your life more difficult than it needs to be, right? Trying to tie like a ribbon bow onto that little key loop, that would be a nightmare. Even I have my limits for what finickiness I will do, right? We all have our limits. So I'm going to stick on these 3 locks, just like this. And then I've got my beautiful finished card. Makes me think of all the bridges in Europe that have all those locks attached to the chain or the side rail. Some of them, it's like, I sure hope that the engineers have designed for the extra weight of all these keys and, sorry, all these locks, because there's sometimes a lot on there, aren't there? That's not really a thing in Canada, is it? I don't know. I've never really seen that in Canada, which is kind of funny. It's such a European thing. Okay, that's our first project there. And like I said, that is actually just a paper pumpkin kit. So you can use whatever stamps that you want going along with these paper pumpkin kits. They also include a stamp set and ink spot when you get the full kit, but I love getting refill kits as well, because then I know I can use whatever sayings from my collection and, you know, pair it up, make it perfectly customized for me. So I do have this paper pumpkin available for purchase. It's called Key to My Heart, and a full kit is $35, including that little stamp and spot and the stamp set, which is so cute with all the locks and keys and little hearts and swirlies and stuff like that. If you're looking for other Valentine's Day cards, I have a couple others available. This one here is called Sending Hearts, and it includes 2 card designs and 4 projects for each of them. These stamps for this one are so adorable. First of all, you got this big, huge heart with all these fun solid and outline hearts making up the heart outline. You've got great sayings, sending love your way, be mine, XOXO, love, hi Valentine. You've got this cute little accent here, but guys, look at this cute little snail. Oh, I just love him with his little heart-shaped shell. And Poppy Parade in that one, as well as a whole bunch of ribbon. That one, a full kit, is just $30. And then we also have the Hearts for You, which is, oh, sorry, got a lot of glare happening there. Hearts for You kit, which is from last January. This is a $35 full kit, and it includes all these gorgeous foils and lots of nice heart outlines. A really great stamp set, again, with lots of sayings and hearts and little sprigs and things to go along with it. The stamp set in that one is real red. If you wanted to branch out from cards and perhaps offer your kids an option for their school Valentines, I've got some little boxes here too. So remember that cute little snail? Oh my goodness. This is an add-on box set, which includes a whole bunch of these snails and these boxes that come together so quickly and so easily. You can make something like this if you wanted to. It has these tags in there too. It doesn't have any sayings stamped on them, so you would want to add your own sayings, but a little bit of adhesive on the back of these tags. You could stick on some little bit of ribbon if you wanted to, but these boxes would fit like a little ghirardelli chocolate or something in them. Oh, I glued this one shut, didn't I? so I could take pictures of it. Just as I'm saying, these don't take any glue, right? That was just so that I could take pictures of it and have it close nicely. But you can see here, these come together so nicely, and there's 20 boxes in a pack. These fold out flat, and then to make them, you just fold them up together, and they've got these handy dandy little grooves with this little extra piece that goes in and makes up your box. And there you have it, your adorable little box. You can also turn them from black and white into any color that you want. This is quite subtle actually, but maybe you can see the difference here when my camera decides to focus. There we go. This is actually Pool Party, so it matches this little snail. So those ones are $13 for 20 boxes. Really, really cute little add-on if you wanted to do some kind of smaller, flatter treats, right? If you want something really wow factor, like what I did here, you can use the heart box refills. These ones come with these little keys and then these heart-shaped boxes. The heart-shaped boxes actually end up looking like this, and when you open them up, they have like a cute little rectangular box that slides together. This one I decorated a little bit differently, and I put a little tag on there. That's also included from the kit, but I didn't use the keys, and then I added this heart and some embellishments from something else and this ribbon from something else. So this isn't exactly how they'll look. They'll look like this, and then you can put on these little key embellishments and a little tag. This one will fit like a little Mars bar or something like that inside, and I just love those, the beautiful gold embossing on there. This is 10 boxes for $15. If you wanted to purchase multiples for a classroom, I would absolutely do a special deal for you as well. These ones here are really fun as well. Did I have one of these made? I don't think I do. They are about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, so they end up being about as big as putting in one of those lint balls. So 10 boxes there for $15. You get the twine, you get these cute little heart tags that you can tie on, and then these beautiful vanilla gold embossed boxes. So again, just let me know if you wanted to get multiples of those. I'd be happy to give you a deal for those. I just think they're so adorable, and they're really going to brighten someone's day. So let me know if you want some card kits for Valentine's Day, or some boxes even too. Okay, the next card that we're going to do is our first official card club project, and it's a fun fold. I'm so excited about this card because it features these stinking adorable little ladybugs, which I don't know, I'm in love with them. I think they might sell out, so make sure you get them. This is from another set that actually comes with this many in there. So these are from our new mini catalog from our little bug page. Now I'm trying to do this on the fly. It's a little tricky, I gotta say, because I didn't have a chance to flag my mini catalog. Did you guys have a chance to look through this gorgeous thing? It is one of my absolute favorite times of year because, I don't know, after all of the joy and the Christmas everything, it's nice to regroup and to focus on green. I love green, and I need green in my life, and this is just so much green. So this is a Cute as a Bug suite. It comes with Sweet Bugs stamp set, a bunch of dies, like a ton of them. Those little ladybugs. We've got some really cute ribbon and some designer series paper. So let's put that together in a way that is just adorable. This is a fun fold card. We would say it's a fun fold, but it's just like a flap on top of like a diagonal panel here. So this part here opens up, and this part here opens up so that you can write your little message on the inside. So when you put this together, it ends up looking just like this. So what we will do for this card is a little bit of blending brush and some old olive ink. So old olive ink, your blending brush, that's going to create a little bit of a grounding in behind our little creatures, our little insects. So you've got two pieces here. One is going to be layered on top of the other one, which is going to be folded. So we're working with the smaller rectangle here, and I'm just going to get started with this so that I can get my ink drying, and then I'll show you. So I'm just doing a quick little pounce here and then a little swirl out. I always start kind of behind where my character will be, because you sometimes get little smooshes. Those are kind of natural whenever you're working with ink. And I like to have those smooshes happen in behind. Oh, I just did a really good example of a good smush. Oh well, I will have a character, I'm sure, that will cover that perfectly. So you can see there was just that little extra bit of ink there right when I touched down. So oftentimes I would come in off the side of the paper, or even work with my glass mat or a piece of scrap paper. But this time, of course, you know, I'm working here on the fly, trying to go fast, and there I go, I smushed my paper. But okay, it's okay, I'm gonna have my character cover it. We also have this little tag here, which I understand is quite small, so you may or may not have a saying that fits on there. If it doesn't fit on there, you can absolutely just stamp in the upper right corner of this, and I think that would look really great too. Sometimes it's hard for me to know what you're going to be working with, so I have to give you something kind of generic. And you know what? These were extra scrap pieces left from when I was trimming the other pieces for this card. So I thought, oh my goodness, we're going to use this as a tag. I love using up every little bit of paper. This Love You Lots is coming from our Sweet Bugs stamp set, which has a whole bunch of really cute little images, which are also included in the designer series paper. So that's actually what you've got for your images, is die cut pieces from this designer series paper. So I wanted to show you what it's like when you're doing your cut and emboss. I'm going to show you it on my little one here. This is my mini cut and emboss. It's handy, it just folds up just like this. It's my camping version. It's really handy for this desk, and it has these small little plates that then I'm going to use along with these dies. So I've got a bit of washi tape holding the dies in place over top of the designer series paper. And then I'm going to just crank them through. I always get it to grip, have the handle show me which way it wants to be cranked. And then it'll come out the other side. It's really handy too that they included all of the instructions on the actual plates themselves. So it just says to put plate number 1 and then along with plate number 2. So I don't know if you can see that one. Plate number 2, plate number 2. And I cut into one plate, and then I use one plate as the top plate in theory. And with that, then I usually only have to replace one plate at a time with the replacement plate packs. I don't go through too many of them, to be honest. All right, so then I'm going to just pop my little creatures out, and now I've got my cute little ladybug and my little, what would those be, bluebells? So the washi tape is really handy to just have everything stuck in place. And to be honest, I often will store my dies even just with a bit of washi tape on them, because you can just keep reusing them over and over again. I'm going to take you through, this is our new packaging here. So I'm going to show you some hints and some tricks with that too in just a couple minutes, okay? So now let's start putting this card together. Again, we've got the love you lots. We did our little bit of blending brush. And now I can flag this little piece here. So I'm just going to snip in from the edge to make my center mark. And then I'm going to snip from the corners up to that center mark. I find that works so well. You can also use things like a square punch on an angle so it makes that little diagonal. But any of those you can definitely do. So I've got some dimensionals on the back side here. If you didn't have the designer series paper, or when the designer series paper runs out, it's nice to have the stamp set, not just for the sayings, but also for the images and the dies that will keep making these cute little creatures forever. So I'm doing some dimensionals there. I'm also going to put some dimensionals on this piece here. But first of all, let me wrap around my ribbon. I was so surprised when I felt this ribbon. I thought it was going to be quite like starchy and really rigid, but it's actually so soft. And I love the way that I can use it on a project to wrap around like this. But I would also feel comfortable tying it kind of on into a bow, even onto a gift bag or something like that. So I'm going to just wrap this around. And you guys know my little trick lately is that I'm obsessed with finishing the edges just with a little bit of tear and tape so that those ends never pop up. Look at that. So easy to tear that I'm just tearing it all over the place. Okay, but I'm going to use dimensionals to pop this up because dimensionals are the best and I love them so much. So I'm not even going to take the backing off of those. I'm just using them strictly as an adhesive to hold on that end of that ribbon. So stick this onto the front piece. You could do this after you had it glued onto the card as well, but that's fine. I kind of like putting together my little bits and elements differently. Look at that splooch. Ah, perfectly covered by this cute little ladybug reading a book. And now I've got my little bluebells, which can come in over like this. Wouldn't you want to read a book underneath some cute little flowers like that? That just looks like heaven. And then we've got love you lots. I kind of did an overhang a little bit. You see that? I love the look of overhangs, but for most of the time you can't overhang the edges of the card because then it won't fit into a standard envelope. So whenever I have a piece like this, which is kind of within the edges of the card, I really like to do an overhang. Okay, now let's put our pieces together here on our card base. This is a simple 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock that was scored at 4 1/4 inches and cut in half at 5 1/2 inches. Then all you do is just gonna mime through this. Take your cutter and align your paper so that it's right within the groove at that edge of the score line, and then the point down here, and then you'll trim off this little triangle, leaving another triangle that will just angle over the top front of your card. Bone folder on there will give you a nice crisp fold. I didn't really do that on this one, did I? You can do it still. There we go. And now we can put together our designer series paper. So I gave you there's two different options here. So you might have these little leaf one. You can see the back side of this one is actually little vignettes, so you can cut this into pieces, but I thought this was going to be a really cute color to back onto our mossy meadow card background. Kind of a waste if you like doing those little vignettes, but that doesn't work when I'm prepping for so many people. This piece here, I don't like to flatten out gorgeous embossed pieces like this one. So I'm going to use, instead of my Stampin' Seal, I'm actually going to use some of my tear and tape. Tear and tape is just one of my absolute favorites right now. I just keep going back to it. I went through a Tombow phase and I couldn't quite get the proper amount of distribution so that it didn't warp my paper. I found that I was still seeing where I was putting my Tombow adhesive underneath. You guys find that? And so I kind of have stopped using it as much as I was before, but I will show you one way that I am using it now. I'm also not really good about keeping my fingers clean, so any chance I get to not use something that has the potential to get my fingers sticky all over is an opportunity I'm going to take. I'm just kind of centering this, so equal on the side to side, and then it's probably going to be different for top to bottom. So just make it align center, and then you can open it up and tuck it in. Oh my goodness, I just love even the difference between these two cards. It's so adorable. The final finishing touch is to get on our embellishments, and I am missing one. You should have two little dewdrop embellishments, and I seem to have one. Oh man, I don't normally do this, so I'm hoping it's somewhere here on my station, just hiding. Find it in my bra later. You know how it goes. Anyways, I'll just show you with the one. Sorry if you guys just have one of these dewdrops. I was so careful when I was cutting them. They are see-through, so I mean, it does happen, I suppose. So I just put the little dewdrop on, I don't know, whatever element makes sense. I did two dewdrops here on this little leaf, and then I did the little ladybug down there at the bottom. Same kind of thing for this one here. Love you lots. You got the dewdrop just there on the flower, and then you can open it up and put your saying inside. So cute, right? So we very quickly went through the products, and I'll take you through them again here. So you've got your designer series paper, which works along with a whole bunch of your dies. So these are two more of the dies here, the little bluebells and the little ladybug who's reading. You've got even a set of 3 dies that will work for these cute little ants who are marching in a line. I love that. So lots of options for dies, including standalone images that don't correspond with the designer series paper, like these mushrooms and these buildable flowers. So the dies are really, really handy to have. These are the papers that I used for our projects. And you can see this one here, like I said, was made up of a whole bunch of those different vignettes. You can see it better online, to be honest. You can zoom into all the papers. I am obsessed with this one. I can't wait to use this one. The cute little mushrooms. This one here is a little bit different, and you can see instead of it being a white background, it's kind of like a mossy, kind of sagey background. Not a true Stampin' Up! Color, I don't think, but you've got some different characters on there that you can cut apart. And then this one here, again, is a little bit different too. So different characters, they don't necessarily correspond with the dies, but you can cut them out, fussy cut, and put them onto all kinds of different cute little cards like this one. The back sides of these are all like picnic blankets and things like that. So adorable. So happy to see this gorgeous embossing folder return. This is the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. It went away for a while, and now it's back. And I just think this is so detailed, so stunning. and it really gives a really deep impression onto the paper. I was even able to do 4 pieces, 4 triangles at a time, to maximize my number of cranks with my big boss there. Then we also talked about our embellishments, so our gorgeous ribbon, which you can see how soft it is. It's curling up into a little ringlet. But yeah, it's really, really pretty. And it doesn't stretch too much, but it is so, so soft. And then you've got your cute little ladybugs and dewdrops. And I wanted to show you how our new packaging looks for our stamps and dies. So before we used to have DVD cases, now all of our stamp sets are going to be coming in these nice flat packages, which are going to store so much easier for you and accommodate even the smallest of crafting spaces. And to me, that's just perfect. Everything more I can get in here, I'm all for it. But I will give you that change is hard. So let me show you some of the things that I did to help this change-averse lady adjust to this new system of storing things. So first of all, I kind of had to mourn not having a spine, because that's how I typically find which stamps that I'm looking for. But I'm going to tell you, I'm so excited that I found these cute little crates from IKEA. They come in like a dark bamboo color and also like the standard light bamboo color. So if you're a light person or a dark person, you can find something that matches your aesthetic in your stamp room. And oh my goodness, this doesn't fit here very nicely, but you can see there's next to no wiggle room. There's maybe like, I don't know, 1/4 centimeter here that this can slide back and forth. So I'm really excited about being able to put so many dies and stamps into just one of these boxes. And I like the box size too, because it fits within my Billy bookcase, which is the storage system that I have here in my office. You can kind of see it behind me sometimes, but it's a little bit less deep than the standard, like a standard countertop or even like an upper cupboard, like what you would have in a kitchen. It's just like a 10-inch, I think, bookcase. So these fit in perfectly. So when you get your stamps, I'll show you a different one. Oh no, I've been so proactive. Oh, here, I'll show you this one. I haven't done this one yet. When you get your stamps, they come on a double-sided acetate. One of the pieces of acetate is very firm. One of them is very flimsy. You peel back the flimsy one, and then you can peel off whatever stamp that you would like to use. So one thing that I really wanted was the ability to know which stamps were missing, because I'm notorious for having many stamps mounted at one time, and then losing track of which stamp sets they come from and not being able to put them back. So that was my first order of business, is how do I make sure that I know exactly what is missing. And so I actually just stamped a sheet of copy paper. So photocopy paper, I cut into some standard sizes so that I have this all ready to go. The standard sizes that I was using here, that I found we're going to work with a lot of the stamps that I have already, is like a standard sheet of 8.5 by 11 cut in half and cut in half again. So 4 1/4 by 5.5, our typical card front size. So I've got a whole bunch of sheets ready to go for that. And then some of them are a little bit bigger and longer, like this one here. So this one is 6.5 inch. So I decided to cut some 6.5 inch by 4 1/4, and then I had the leftover piece, whatever this one is, 4.5. So 6.5 and 4.5 by 4 1/4, that way down. So these are just prepped and ready to go. I'm going to do this one, this fabulous sayings, while I'm at it here, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So for this, I'm going to need one of the longer pieces of copy paper, right? You can see that it's one of our bigger stamp sets, so it's going to fit within that size. And what I'm going to do is use Memento ink. And you guys, I'm like a multiple Memento ink person just because of the volume of my business. So I'm actually going to have a Memento ink that lives in my stamp storage box, and so that I can have it easy and ready to go, so that before I even use one stamp for the first time, I can do this step and not worry about having to do 3 steps to do the one thing, right? I mean, I could be a proactive person, and as soon as I get a stamp set, I could do this step, right? Just ink it all up and put it on there. But am I that person? No. Will I ever be that person? Likely not. And so, knowing who I am and knowing who you are is going to be an asset when you're setting yourself up for success in the future. So here I am, I'm just pressing all this down, and I love using Memento ink because when I peel this back, there's next to no ink left on this stamp, and it's all on the paper. Okay, then I can really quickly just give it like the easiest of cleans. I'm not moving any stamps again. Like I don't want to touch them. I don't want to remove them all. I just want to have something to show me what's missing. So I gave those a little scrubby scrub, looking good. And now I can go ahead and put this back together. So I mentioned that I'm using Tombow multi-adhesive a little bit more these days, and it's because I've started doing this with my stamps. And now, where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive kind of around where I've stamped, just because this is a water-based ink, and this is a water-based glue, and I don't want to move around these beautiful images that I've stamped on here, and it does not have to be perfect in any way. But now I'm going to take that piece of flimsy acetate that I took off of the stamp set in the beginning. So they're still attached to the firm acetate. I'm going to take off the flimsy, and I'm going to glue that on here. And when that dries, this is going to be fully connected to this copy paper that has all of the images on there. Love that. And I will say, Stampin' Up! Heard loud and clear from us demonstrators that were at the leadership conference saying, hey, this isn't exactly the way that we'd like it. Can you please improve this? So they're working on things behind the scenes, and I can't wait to see what they come up with. But in the meantime, this is how things are going to come. But now you can see, for example, on this bug set here, I've got it perfectly lined up, laid over the top here. And I can see that Love You Lots is missing. And whenever I want to use a stamp, I can just peel off this backing and peel off the stamp that I want, and it's ready to go. So another way that the stamps and dies are coming are in separate packages. So the stamps will be in a similar package to the dies. The way that you can tell the difference is because it will say the stamp name up here, and then in small print, photopolymer stamp set. If this had matching dies, the dies would always say huge Stamp and Cut and Emboss, and then down below they say this in smaller print which one matches with which. Well, I'm a matchy person. If it's a bundle, I'm buying the bundle always and forever. And so what I decided to do is to put them all together. So taking the pieces out of the 2 folders, so imagine these were in 2 folders, right? Taking them out and then putting the dies in front like this of the little die pack, because I can always look back and see which ones are missing. and putting this inside the same folder. So again, saving even more space because I'm not doubling up on my folders. And then I just stick this stamp set just in between the two of them here, so it slides down nicely in between there. So now I know that when I grab this one envelope, I'm going to have my photopolymer stamp set included inside, as well as my backing sheet showing which stamps are missing, potentially, but likely, knowing who I am. And then on the back side here, I've got the dies so that I can grab those and cut out things with the stamps as well. So you'll end up with some extra folders, but these are really handy for you can store your finished projects in there. You can store bits and pieces because Lord knows when you finish up some designer series paper, you always have some bits and pieces. So you might put those in there and stick them with your designer series papers. You can get a whole system of scraps going if you were to purchase a bunch of these. Then you could actually have them for all the different colors. Oh, and look at this. I almost did the thing. Don't lose your other little bits. So I just stick those inside there. Ta-da! All right, so that's your first project. Whew! I told you we had a lot to cover, didn't we? Okay, let's keep going and it'll go faster from here. I promise you. This next project here, we're going to be doing a little bit of watercoloring or coloring of your choice. And that is to make these leaves match with whatever you have in mind. So the colors for this project are Lost Lagoon. Lost Lagoon is a lighter one in this designer series paper. There's Pretty Peacock. The Lost Lagoon is also matchy-matchy to this piece here. You've got Early Espresso, and then you've got like a crumb cakey sort of color here. So anything that you're doing with those ones, and remember to save your clear envelopes. You can mail in those, and they're great for storing your cards and not making a mess. So let me show you my sample, and then I'll tell you what I did with that one. Oh my goodness. I'm obsessed with these leaves, you guys. They're so pretty. So this is another fun fold card. I couldn't help myself, you guys. This one is using designer series paper to get the motion. It's attached to just a regular rectangle in our standard card size front, but with this designer series paper over the top and this Z fold motion, you get this beautiful hinge effect and this opening for your message. And it also sits up so nicely on your table. So how did I make this beautiful set of leaves? Well, we're using watercolor paper here, so you can use a couple of different techniques. The one that I did with this one, just because I wanted to play around with it and make sure that it turned out the way that I liked it, was actually using Stampin' Blends markers. So I used the light and dark Pretty Peacock, and I used the light and dark Lost Lagoon. Again, all matchy-matchy colors within our designer series paper and our cardstock here. And I'm just going to show you, maybe on a scrap piece of paper, what I did. Okay, so because I want to show you a different technique with this one that I'm making. So around the center of the leaves, I did kind of a line. I did it with the dark one, actually. The dark one first, I did a center line. And these are alcohol-based markers, so even once they're on the paper, they're not finalized. But you can still really move them around. Then I did little lines, and they weren't perfect, just going like that around it. That was with the light Pretty Peacock. So of the two colors, it's the darkest color, and then I went from darkest to light. Okay, so dark then light. Now I'm going to switch to the lighter of the two colors and switch to the dark Lost Lagoon, which I then went over in a wash, and this started blending the colors together. And actually, what did I do? I think I went back with the light Pretty Peacock and did like a bigger kind of darker center. And then with the light Lost Lagoon, I just touched up kind of around the edges. So you can imagine that this is the shape of a leaf right here. This is a leaf. This is a leaf right here. And then that's the coloring technique that I went with that. Then once I got all of the color on there that I wanted to play around with the color and get this really wonderful mottled effect. So there we go. You can see how many different colors start to appear within the same application. So using just those 4 marker colors. Then I took some alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and you can do little dots. And I wonder if I can even show you here how it starts to lighten up. It's almost like it bleaches it. And it starts to change it. So again, this is different paper. Can you see that? Where I put the alcohol, it starts moving things around. So you start getting these like speckled dots. So you can touch it down to the paper like that, or even you can do like a little tap, tap, tap. And that gave a really nice application for these leaves. So again, that's the alcohol marker approach. That's definitely an option for you. I'm going to show you now a watercolor approach. So using a nice clear block, I am going to make a watercolor wash. Starting with the lighter color, I'm going to put this on just by inking it up. You can use blending brushes, you could use other markers if you wanted to. What was my plan with this? Yeah, I think this is my plan. Oh, I have my water painter here, so what am I doing with that? I think I knew what I was doing, guys. Then I'm going to go in with the darker color. You always want to go dark after the light, because you can't really take color away from the ink pad once you get a darker color in there. I think I was going to spritz this actually, but I didn't get out my spritzer, which is kind of a fun thing. Seems like something a very tired vacation brain would do, would you say? Empty. Oh, this has something in it. Let's see what it is. Do the sniff test. Hey, it's water. Woohoo! This is what I wanted to do. So I've got another spritzer here with some water, and I'm just going to do this away from my project because I've learned my lesson the hard way. And now it's all spritzed, and I can place my leaves just on there. And this is cut with some gorgeous watercolor paper that we have, which is actually made of cotton. So the cotton, like it's 100% cotton. So what that means is that it's going to absorb this almost just like a textile would, right? It's not really even a paper anymore. It's actually going to behave like a textile. So let's flip this over and see what's happening. We can adjust from there with my water painter. Oh, I'm really excited about this. Okay, using just a bit of paper towel to clean off a bit of the mess. But this is the fun of crafting, right? Is getting that little bit of customization. Oh, I'm really happy with that. So there was just the one section here that didn't have the application the way that I like. So I'm just actually going to take my water painter and just spread that around. Non-perfectionist would probably be okay with just like, you know, a little bit of white. But hey, this lady, again, has her own little things going on. So I'm a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like that. I'll use my heat tool. When it starts to blow off my block, then I know it's ready to go. So this gave a really different look, didn't it? Kind of a softer look than the very deep tones of this other one that I did there. So yeah, there you go. Depending on whatever products that you have to work with, you can have a different look every time probably. Oh, I like that so much. So that's mostly dry. I'm going to set it aside just so that it finishes up perfectly and I don't end up with craziness all over my hands. And there we go. Clean up my fingers. Okay, so now let's work with the rest of our card here. So you'll see that I've actually got this piece cut at 10.5, scored at 2 5/8, and 5 1/4. So basically half and half. You don't have to score it yourself when you're making this card. It's just easier for when you guys were making it. So I wanted to try and make your life as easy as possible. It's only 4 inches wide as well, so that you can get 3 out of 1 designer series paper with a little bit left over for extra. Center that, and sometimes I find that I need to give this a little bit of convincing, so I just line it up the way that I actually want it to be, and then give that a really good run over with the bone folder. Now I've got this mechanism here. We'll start with the furthest back piece, and that's just going to go on centered and centered again. This is kind of the basis though for our next layer, so you want to try to get this as perfect as possible, because then this piece is going to go over top of it. Okay, so with that, you just flip it over, and then you're going to make sure to put your adhesive only on the half that's going to be adhered onto the designer series paper. And again, it's kind of like matching a puzzle piece. And now we've got this hinge opening. We've got this piece here, which is going to go on with dimensionals. This is all from the same designer series paper pack, and it's just stunningly gorgeous. So many textures and lots of beautiful washes of color, and lots of my favorite colors. My favorite colors right now seem to be Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock. I just keep going back to those colors over and over and over again. Now that we've got our dry piece here, we can layer it over top with some vellum. I love vellum because it doesn't introduce a new color into your design. It will just kind of mute whatever you've got going on. And I just don't like this little stick at the bottom, so I just cut that off here. Then on the back side of this, what did I do? I did some Stampin' Seal. And you can just put that on some of the leaves. It's okay if it's not perfect, not on all of them, because we're just going to glue it onto this little vellum piece. And wherever you're putting that end piece that you chopped, I like to just cover it with a leaf. And then for that piece, we can flip it over and hide some dimensionals on the leaves, these big leaves. Mini dimensionals, big dimensionals, whichever work for you. Oh my goodness, it's sticky. It comes with me every time, hey? And then the backing pieces come off for those. I think that one's already off. Yep. And then that little branch goes over top there. And I took off a nice dimensional that I just put on. Come on there. There we go. And then now to finish this project off, we've got this little tiny tag. This is from our triple tag punch. I think that's what it's called. Trio tag, tag trio, triple tag. It's an online exclusive. And it looks like this. So we're using one of the smaller tags here. There is a larger one, but we're using one of the smaller ones. I hope you can find a saying that will fit on there. And if not, this is just vanilla paper. I'm working with a stamp set though, the matchy one here from Nature's Symphony. And I'm using the thank you. This cute little thank you is just perfect for this tag. And photopolymer means that I can stamp it after punching and have it go on pretty nicely every time. But there's always two sides to the paper. But if I had my choice, I always stamp first and then punch out using the punch. I'm using Early Espresso ink. Got my little tag here. My thank you. Cute. It's like the smaller it is, the cuter it is, right? Dimensionals on the back side of that because I like dimensionals and I just don't even care if I have to pay extra for postage. I find that I don't usually have to, as long as I'm not going to the post office and they're not measuring it. If it's just the machines, it pretty much always goes through the standard postage. So take that information and do with it what you will. But what I notice is that I don't usually have mail rejected if I'm just dropping it into the box. I'm going to start putting on my embellishments now. I've got these really fun hexagons for you to try out. They're metal actually. They're really cute. And of course, to finish it off, we've got a little bit of twine. We'll tie a bow, stick that on with a mini glue dot. Everything's going well, I sure hope. Everything is good. Good. So good to see you guys watching and following along. It never works the first time, right? So you always have to massage these bows and make the loops the right size. And then I put it on with a mini glue dot. I cleaned up my workstation a bit, so you'll see me looking from side to side. That's what always happens whenever I clean. Then I'm like, where did I put this? It's not right in front of me anymore. I kind of squinch my glue dot into a little tiny ball, like almost folding it back on top of itself. And then the final step for this is going to be to trim these little tails to be the same size. It could be long, it could be short, whatever you like. And there you have your beautiful fun fold card with these beautiful natural looking, I'm gonna have to flip. Oh my goodness, flipping. Oh, there it is. Nature Walk. So fast. Perfect. So Nature's Symphony is the stamp set that I use with that little thank you. It also has a matching die to go along with this. So that's actually the stamp set that would go with that vellum piece that's cut out. So you can use that on its own as an element or along with the stamp. So stamping and then cutting it out. And this also includes that beautiful textured leaf design that I cut out of the cotton paper, that watercolor paper. You've got lots of other really textural pieces here. Some of them don't even actually die cut, like this one here would just do an impression into the paper to make it look like there's like a little crosshatch that's been etched into it. This suite has some really fun specialty papers and things. So I wanted to show you. We didn't use them on this card, but This is the Natural Hues textured specialty paper. I don't know if you can see this. It is really, really textured. So you've got actual like fibers within the paper that you can really visibly see and feel, and 3 different colors of tone, ranging in creamy to a little bit more of like the champagne-y, almost like umber color too. So really pretty papers there. You get 1 sheet of each of those in this one. And the designer series paper, oh my gosh, as soon as I saw this, I was like, yep, buying 3 packages. I might have a problem, but hey, what can you do? The ones that we used for this project were these ones here, which have like a variance in tone. And then the back side are quite speckled and mottled. This is a really fun one though, hey? With that gorgeous swirling kind of sponge looking texture. And again, some more fun textures, swirling and darker blue colors. We've got the grid paper with kind of a wash on there. This is that scripty paper that we used as a background. And again, more swirly greens and mottled sponged greens in that pack there. The hexagons also come from that suite. Here they are. And they're actually like quite heavy duty. I really like that these have such dimension to them, such shine, like a subtle shine. But they really do look masculine and stunning in person. And then what else do we use? Just a little bit of twine, some vellum, some cardstock, and there you have it. That's your second card. Oh, this ribbon I don't have handy, but that's okay. You're going to get my ribbon sampler, right? And then you'll be able to feel it and play with it in person too, right? Okay, last card. You guys ready for this? I hope so, because we're cruising right on through. All right. For this last project, this is our Valentine's Day card with a really fun shaker that we haven't made together before. This one features shiny papers and ribbons and metallic foil and puffy stickers and this really fun shaker technique that has it going through the entire front panel of the card. You guys see that? So these little shaker pieces are maybe the cutest thing I've ever seen. I talked in the beginning about my free gift this month is their shaker pieces, and you could definitely do something like this with those gifts that I'm giving out this month. But these shaker pieces, these new ones, oh my gosh, do they say how many is in a pack? I wonder. It's like 1 million in a pack. Volume, they just say a volume. There comes with so many of them. They're called the Loose Valentine's Assortment, and they have hearts. Oh, there we go. Hearts in all shapes and sizes. And can you guys see those little letters? They have hearts sealing them. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. There's even almost like sprinkle looking ones. So can you guys see that there's some that are just like little cylinders? Little cylinders there. Little lips. Oh man, I can't get enough of these. They're so cute. So you can stick these on with little glue dots or some of your Tombow multi-adhesive, your fine tip glue pen, or you can shake them up in a card like this one. So let's get crafting this. So when I was die cutting these, I wanted to make sure that everyone ended up with a matching set. So this is already glued on, just with a little bit of glue. You can breathe on it. That's going to soften the glue. And then I find just twisting it kind of like horizontally will remove it so that we can work with these two pieces, because we're going to be sandwiching some layers in between there, okay? So first things first, let's just put this designer series paper to the side, And then we're going to score this. Mine looks like it has a little line on it already, but you just want to make sure that it's not the line of this designer series paper imprinting into the paper. We want to be making our own score line so that this folds completely perfectly in half. Okay, let's put this to the side now, and we're going to work with this front piece of designer series paper. Double check that it's going to line up perfectly, and then flip it over so that you're working with the back side. Then you're going to grab your little piece of shaker supplies. We're going to build this up together. I love this shaker card. Have you guys ever done something like this? It's like a peekaboo shaker card. Oh my gosh. Can I open up the bag? Guys, what's happening here? There we go. Whew. This was about to be a 3-hour-long crafting experience just because I couldn't get the bag open. I've got 2 pieces of acetate squares for you. These ones are just cut 2 inches by 2 inches, and they're going to fit perfectly around this heart. So what we're going to do is just put a bit of adhesive on, and we're going to make a container that our cute little heart shakers are going to go into. So we're gluing one down onto the back side of the designer series paper that will be applied to the front of our card. So on the back side here, we're going to keep going. We've got our acetate on there, so we've got the front cover. Now we're going to work on making that sandwich, and using our these foam strips, we're going to follow around the curve of the heart on one side. You want to stay close because you'll need the excess for something that I'll show you in just a minute here. And you also want your shakers to always remain visible. So you don't want your foam to be visible from the front, but you do want to make sure that you don't have it so big that the shakers are all hiding here where they're not going to be seen. Keep that little piece there. We're going to use that in a minute, okay? And then this piece here, we're going to just do the same thing going around the other side. Just like this. Snipping down at the bottom and making sure that they meet nicely and there's not a piece, an opening where your pieces will fall out of your shaker card. Then take those little strips that you have, and we're going to put them as dimensionals because they're actually about twice as thick as a normal dimensional. And we're going to use these to build up the rest of our card. Down in this corner here, we just want to support this little corner here. So cut that last quarter of a piece in half, and then you'll end up with 2 little pieces to work with, just like that. Okay, now what we can do, keep that acetate handy. We're going to dump all of our little shaker pieces into our, come on out there, little lips. We're going to dump them into our little container, and then now we're going to seal our container up. So this is where things differ from when we've made shakers in the past, because we're actually going to use the acetate right over top like this. It might feel like you're not getting it perfectly, but it's okay. I think you'll find that it's going to be all right. Now I noticed before that some of my pieces ended up vertical and then they didn't want to shake around. So just before we seal this all up, make sure that everything is moving around the way that you'd like it to. I just had one piece that was kind of wedged vertically, a heart that was wedged vertically, and then it kind of got stuck there. That's okay though. So now we've got this piece ready to go onto our card. You can put a little bit of adhesive on around this heart, kind of where that extra bit of acetate comes over, and then we're going to just adhere this on using those extra strips of foam dimensional strip. What are they called? I don't know. Something like that. foam adhesive strips, I think. And then that, I found easiest to open up the card so that I got a little bit more, visibility on where the extent of that heart is. But it should be just kind of centered on this card front here, like that. There we go. Cute, right? Oh my gosh. Little peekaboo. And then when they open it up, they get to see through it, and it's like magical. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, let's keep going. We've got more to do. We've got a clear envelope to save there, and we're going to put on this paper. This is actually super shiny paper, which for some reason I don't have in my drawer here right now. It's out in the other room. But I've textured this paper, so it didn't come like this. I line this up in my texture embossing folder and crank these through for you to have this beautiful embossed shiny paper. Then this little heart here is actually what was taken out of the main heart, the cardstock here, just right there. And we're going to use that on the front. Now I see I have a little bit of adhesive that obviously I went a little bit overzealous in the center before I was cutting these out. And so I'm going to just flip that over. No problem. It almost looks like a different heart when you use it that way. And then I kind of liked this, but I think I actually want it going out this side. For some reason I want my arrow pointing this side for this one, but you can see the arrow is so short. What do? Well, we have to do a little bit of arrow modification. Snip that in half, and then using dimensionals, because I love dimensionals, you can put it onto the back so that it's going out the way that you would like it. And I just held that on with a dimensional. Angled the way that I like? Yes. And then we do the same thing with this piece here. And I'm actually going to work kind of from the front. So I've got it adhered on like that. Then I'm going to go from the front, line up the angle, press that on so that it's ready to go. Now for putting your ribbon on behind, I just did a bit of Stampin' Seal. And I did that same old like loopy thing that we've been doing. It's like a bow that's not a bow. And I'm starting with one side here, looping around. I'm kind of following where the arrow is going. You know what I did actually? I went across. So like an X on the back of this. So just like that. And then I swooped it around. I actually, with this ribbon, it's so fun. It's so small that you can kind of twist it on itself. And then come back around just like that. I'm going to put this on my card and then I'm going to trim up my edges. My ribbon scissors. It's a little bit easier to hold once it's on the card. I love matchy-matchy. I love that the paper just matches all of the colors, and you've got the ribbon matching this beautiful shimmery paper. And then now we go to the puffy stickers. These are such a cool product. I don't know if I have it here. So these are called foam adhesive sheets. So I'm using 2 different types of foam adhesive sheets. Well, actually 3 different types of foam adhesive sheets on this card. So you have seen me use the foam adhesive strips. These are long strips that are about, I don't know, 9 inches long. And we use those for curving around the heart. They're about twice as thick as a normal dimensional. These are our normal dimensionals. You've seen me put on this heart with it here. And then we have another product called foam adhesive sheets. And this is something totally different. It's like just one massive dimensional. It's as if the dimensionals were not cut into it at all. So think of it as like the same thickness as a dimensional, nearly the same size as a sheet of dimensionals, but nothing cut into them. So that gives us the opportunity to make our own puffy stickers. And how we do that is by taking a bit of paper. This actually is a little bit maybe anticlimactic because I put white paper onto it. So it doesn't look like it's much. But what you do basically is, I was making small rectangles for people to have an X and an O and an X. So I was just cutting out a sheet. Okay, what I actually did to mass produce this is I peeled this back, put a big sheet of white on there, and then trimmed it down into strips. You can even use a paper cutter often with these. And I just put the strips onto there like that. And so that when I have die cut them, the puffy sticker basically has turned this into a dimensional in a shape of my choosing. So I've got the X and the O. The O has an adorable little middle piece in there. You can pop out before or after, whichever you choose. And I just stuck it down below. And again, take your pick tool is going to be your best friend with some of these things. Oh my gosh, I just love this so much. These puffy stickers in the XOX. So cute. I can even move those over a little bit maybe. Because you guys know I saw that I did not have that centered perfectly, hey? Did you catch that too? Were you like holding your breath, wondering if I was going to change it? And then knowing that I was, because it's me. There we go. XOX. Perfect. Now I've got this cute shaker card with the ribbon on there, this peekaboo shaker opening so that when people open up the card, they still get to play with it. And playing with those puffy stickers and using the card base that you actually cut out here to make our little tag here. You can add some extra saying in there. I'm using the new Endless Love stamp set and bundle. So again, with this one, you've got lots of sayings. You've even got to and from, which is perfect for little Valentines for the school. And then I put this together. So I said, Happy Valentine's Day. I put them all on one block, just like this. And I'm going to use my Strawberry Slush, which is the color of ink, or sorry, the color of paper that I used for the cardstock base. So using that and just staying out of this corner here because I don't want everything to be visible through to the front side of the card. Get that inked up nicely. Happy Valentine's Day. I love making Valentines. It's so adorable. So again, with this cute stamp set and die pack, sorry, I gotta get all my foamy bits to the side there. I did my little modifications. So inside here, I've got my stamp set. I've pulled these pieces out. So you can see Happy Day, Valentine's are removed. And on the back side here, I've got all the dies that I used for this card and many more that I didn't use. So the XOXOX I actually put together with some washi tape so that I could lay it nicely together and then trim it off, and everyone would have 2 X's and an O. There's even a few more X's, so you could make it a whole bunch of X's if you wanted to. There's little arrows, there's big arrows, there's this little tag heart that you can do. This is a really fun swoopy one, a nice really big one, and then this one cuts out a whole bunch of hearts. So you could even use this like a shaker card too if you wanted to. Instead of this bigger piece that I used, you could make it you know, put in some little ones too around it if you wanted to. Lots of options for these dies, including, oh my gosh, look at this. These cute little row where you can make your own little confetti if you wanted to. So again, I'm putting these all together in one package. They're sold separately. You can put them together so that you can store them a little bit more easily, but I love this new packaging because it's so thin. Alrighty, I think that's nearly everything from this suite here. Oh, it's not quite, but okay, so I talked about Endless Love stamp set, dies. We've got these cute little gusseted bags. There's the embossing folder, which is really fun. Just like this. And you've got your sprinkles, you've got your ribbon, your gorgeous designer series paper, which has lots of really fun kind of repeating patterns. Big and small repeating patterns, including the ones that we used on our card here. And some kind of softer ones too. We've also got that shimmery paper, which is an online exclusive, and I just don't have that handy to show you. But now is my favorite, most important part, where I get you to tell me which card you like the best from the ones that we made here today. So maybe you like these cute little locks that remind you of European bridges. Maybe you like our little insect friends that make you think of spring, and maybe A Bug's Life if you like Disney movies. Maybe you love this 𝙧𝙙𝙀𝙀 card with the natural textures and beautiful, I don't know, it's just like really beautiful and elegant. And then maybe you like this playful shaker in a new and different way than you haven't thought of creating before. Tell me what you like in the comments, please. And thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to stamp with you again very soon. I hope you'll join me even online or in person at a cafe crafting event. You can book your own corporate party where I come to your office and bring kits for everyone to make, and you guys can visit on your lunch hour. Or you can hold a stamping party with your friends too. No matter how we create, I hope to stamp with you again very soon.